Hey guys. Wow, I didn't think I was going to make it here, and I really didn't think I was going to make it here on time. Um don't know if anybody's in here yet. If it gets windy, let me know. It's really windy outside and I have the windows partially down, but anyway, so if it gets windy, let me know. Once again, we are in the car. The boys are at they're weightlifting and I'm here with Savannah. I'm watching. So if I look distracted just a little bit, I'm watching her out the front window um, practice a softball. I have to convince her she did not take her glasses with her, and she is as blind as a bat without them. I can't say blind as a bat. She can't see anything further than like here, like arm length. Without her glasses, she can't watch TV on the TV. Is like right up against it. So I don't know how in the world she's going to try to bat or catch a ball without them, but we'll see. Anyway, hi Lori. Yay, someone's in here. Okay, Lori is driving, so she can't chat. Got it. Oh man, okay, you guys are gonna have to step it up. She's my she keeps me going a lot of times. Hi Diane. Okay, Diane, the baton passes to you. You have to ask questions so I don't sit here. I do have a list. Sean wrote it for me, and so I'm going to see if I can read. I did make a list, but I'm going to see if I can read it. There's Shirley. Hello, Shirley. I'm so glad you're here. Whew, what a Tuesday. So does the 6:30 time work for you all okay? I know I was doing it 7, but her practice ends at 7:30. And like today, after practice, they're supposed to get their jerseys and our uniforms. What do softball players have? Jerseys, I think. And so the parent has to be there for them to hand it out. So if I start at 7, I would have to end it really early. And so 6:30 is working right now, and until they start games, which is in April. So at least for the rest of this month on Tuesdays, I will be in the car. So Diane says 6:30 is actually better for her. Okay, well that is good to know. That makes me feel a little bit better. I know. Yeah. Anyway, it's crazy right now, but bonus, the gym where my kids work out, we're allowed to go, like our family is allowed to go work out too. So I have been actually working out 3 to 4 nights a week, like working out. And I don't know. I don't know why it feels better to work out at this age than it did 20 years ago. Like it's like I didn't have time to sit and work on a machine. I don't know, but I was enjoying it. Are you enjoying the weather? Shirley says yes. I like this. The wind I don't like so much. It's made it really hard to do things, such as video. I want to come out. The wind, even with my microphone, it's you can't. It's really distracting how noisy the wind is. The sun. Sorry guys, I'm kind of like in the shadow here. But so I'm not crazy about that, but the 60s is getting to where it reminds me too much of summer, so I don't love the high 70s. But I know most of everybody else does, so I'll deal with that. When it gets to the 90s, I will be one of those. I'll complain about the 90s and more like Lori doesn't like the cold temperatures. I really don't like that. But it gets me excited about planting a garden. I did get starts. I started some tomatoes and jalapeno peppers and bell peppers in the house with seeds. And sorry, I had to move that. and Lori gave me 3 cucumber plants. And so, see, I'm starting to get stuff. Where I'm putting it and to keep the birds out is, I think I have the issue solved on that. But Lori just finished taking care of her animals, so I think this might be early for her. I think she said she was on the road, so I don't even know what she's doing. Maybe she went to get something. Hi Tammy, I'm glad that you're here. So Tammy, is this time good for you? It's a little early for Lori because she works and then has to go home and take care of animals. But it's good for some others. Diane says, I enjoyed the weather for the last 2 days. We are supposed to get 4 to 5 inches of snow here in South Dakota. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's not gonna be real cold too long, right? That's I guess that's not too uncommon. I remember, I mean, it's still March, and I remember here this far south, us getting snow April. It was either April 1st or April. It seems like it was April 1st because it was like, is this like April Fool's? One year, not recently, but 4 to 5 inches of snow. So does that mean it's going to get really cold, Diane, or is it going to get cold enough to snow and then warm up a little bit? South Dakota is beautiful, by the way. Sarah, stop. Sitting on my elbow. We vacationed to some places. Excuse me. Sorry, those itching. In South Dakota. I like South Dakota. I'm not crazy about North Dakota. I've only been there once, but I had to drive from the airport. I had a job at the college in I can't remember the name. Anyway, in North Dakota. And so I had to travel 3 hours in a rent-a-car by myself. It was like a frozen tundra. It was in December. It was no fun. I love South Dakota. Okay, that was kind of an off on thing. Hi, Lori Carp. I'm glad you're here. So I have a dilemma. I have no way to till a garden. The ground is kind of rocky. I'm thinking in a place that we had the raised beds before. They were only like a foot off the ground raised. It did not work well for us. Anyway, we ended up putting like shavings and stuff and food stuff like in the beds to make the ground good. Anyway, thought about dismantling those because they're rotten wood anyway. Diane answered about the snow. Okay, no, it'll warm up the next day. Snow should melt in a few days. So you get to enjoy the pretty, but not have to have the lasting cold. That I would actually really like that. I would like that. That actually sounds nice. Anyway, so I'm gonna put I have they're cattle panels with welded pipe around them, so they're really heavy. So I could possibly put pigs in there. I think I may be too late this year to put some pigs to root it up. I'm a subscriber sent Sean a little pickaxe. So I mean he could break some ground up for me, but I don't know how I'm going to do this. I just don't know. I'm running out of time because I'm going to have to get those things in the ground next month. And I don't know. Do I go ahead and try to get some little pigs, put them in there and then sell them, to recoup the money, but let them dig it, root it up. I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of time. It's like, makes me feel very anxious. I don't know what to do. And did you guys see the pigs? I know I only had a little bit of them on mine, but they're at Lori's, and so at LG Homesteads, and so she has a lot of shorts and stuff of them, and they're pretty cute. I don't know if you're allowed to say that when they're going to go in the freezer, but they're going to have a good life till then. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Also, my live was on Tuesday. Wednesday was the hatch date. Let's see. Lori says, if you hurry, you can borrow my tiller. I don't start last year, but the year before I used it. He ran, but he would need to get it quickly and bring it back quickly. I would feel horrible though, Lori, if something happened and then, well, we just fix it. But still, but that's a really good, that like makes me, that gives me a little bit of hope. Maybe I could do that because I know where we're going to put it and there's not as many rocks there. I'm sure there's still plenty. But because we had some dirt over it a couple years ago when we tried the raised beds and it didn't work very well because the birds and the goats and so I've put fence around it. But we're going to do it this year. We're going to do it. I'm excited about it. So, Lori, did you get your eggs in? Your new batch? So what I was going to say is my live was on Tuesday. Wednesday was my hatch date for my incubator. This will be on a video too, but it was a pretty horrible, hatch rate. It was pretty horrible. I had all those eggs in there and I think I had 24, 25. Lori did get her eggs put in. 24, 25 that were fertile, and I had 10 hatched. 3 of those I had to help. 2 did not make it out of the incubator before they didn't live to make it out of the incubator. And so then I had 8 and I lost 2 of them in my brooder. And I don't know why. One of them was weak going in. So that wasn't really a surprise. But man, that's probably the worst hatch rate I've ever had. It was pretty horrible. And that's pretty disappointing. I do have the little chirping birds. If you watched my lives last year, all summer, I think I had chirping in the background. And so I have 6 and they're doing great. But 6 out of 30 that I put in there, and I think there were 5 that weren't fertile. And so that was really pretty disappointing. I'm hoping I'm doing that. Bob Mill is my next incubator, so I'm hoping it's more the incubator than anything. I need to look up. I don't even know how. I candled my eggs last night or the night before, maybe the night before, in the Bob Mill incubator. And all of them were fertile. All 21 eggs are fertile. And there's one, I think, that stopped growing, but I left it in there anyway, because just in case it didn't, I don't want to take it out and risk missing a bird. But there was one that moved, like everything inside it. You could see where the bird was, like the dark spot in there. But it didn't seem like it was connected to the egg anywhere like they usually are. And so I think maybe that one's no good, but I left it in there too. But all 21 eggs I put in there were all fertile. I was very happy with that, and I'm excited for its hatch. It hatches. It'll be right after the next live. I have, I think, 8 days left. So let's see. Shirley says we're talking about the tiller. Shirley says it ran. Chris would need to get it quickly and return it quickly per Lori. yeah, because she's gonna need it. So we'll see what we can do. If I can get everything ready, I want to make sure everything's picked up so that there's nothing that would hurt I'm so scared to borrow other people's stuff. What if I mess it up? But that's an awesome gesture, and I will talk to Chris about that. And that would be great. It's not a very big spot. It's well, the panels we're putting up are 16, so it's 16 by 16. It's not huge, but that is plenty of room to grow what I need to grow this year and try out what I have. I hate to put a whole bunch of effort, like, I mean, it's still going to be a whole bunch of effort, like a crazy amount of effort into it, and something get in there and ruin everything because it wasn't as secure as I thought. And yeah, but I want plenty of tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers. I want to get some zucchini in there. Green things that I can eat that are low carb that I can grow and then can for my kids. I mean, I'll grow other things because they will eat them. And tomatoes aren't necessarily low carb, but they're going to be there and I'm going to eat them. The best tomatoes I ever had were, and I can't find them anywhere. I don't remember the name exactly, but they weren't the yellow tomatoes I can find everywhere. But they were a yellow tomato, and I got a couple of them and just planted them. Not very many, but I'm telling you, that was the best tomato I've ever had. The ones I got recently that were the yellow, they just had like less flavor. So I don't I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. I think I've talked about my list thing. Do you guys have some questions? I've just sat here and rattled and rattled and rattled. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can settle down now. On the way here, so she is supposed to be at practice at 6. I had to run the boys back to the weightlifting because no one was there to open the door. And so I came back. There was a leash hanging out and there was a big bang. And I thought like my tire had fallen off or like maybe an axle broke. Not that I know what that sounds like, but it was a big bang and I pulled over right away and I thought, oh my gosh, what's happened? In fact, this dog right here has PTSD from a wreck she was in, and she like hit the floor and was scared to death. And I got out, and what happened is when Curtis got out to get out at the weightlifting practice, he left the leash in the back halfway hanging out the door, and the tire caught it and yanked it, and so that metal hit the door really hard because it was closed in the door, and the clasp part was inside. Anyway, it was a very loud noise. I didn't think I was going to make it back for my life because I was like, great, something's happened. So my heart rate was up and it's been going ever since. Are you going to pickle cucumbers? I would love to try. I've pickled a chutney before. I haven't made my own pickles because I've had homemade pickles that were not crispy enough. And we eat cucumbers so fast, like Savannah will sit there and she'll just eat a cucumber like you would a carrot or something. She loves cucumbers. So I usually don't have very many left over, but that also is another thing. But I'm going to try this year. I would love to put some up. I love pickles. I eat lots of pickles. I love pickles. I've kind of shied away from the sweet ones. Because I love them all. I know a lot of people, some don't like dill and some don't like sweet. I like them all. Do you like, Shirley, are you a sweet pickle person or a dill pickle person? The bread and butter used to be my favorite, I think, because the round all seed things that are in there. I don't know. But a zesty dill pickle is my new favorite. Oh, it's me. So yes. So cucumbers. I would like to grow some cabbage. I might be about out of time. I don't remember when you grow cabbage. She says sweet. I like them all. I would like to do to ferment some sauerkraut too. I really would. I I like I like sauerkraut, and they say it's pretty easy to ferment, like one of the easiest things. So I'd like to do that. My sister did some I don't know, she just pickled some red onions one year, and they were so, like, sliced them up. They were so good. But I'm not growing onions. I don't think. Maybe. Lori says, my kids and I have pickle plates with cheese sometimes late in the evenings. Yes. And all kinds of pickled stuff. That sounds perfect. If I had my rathers, that's what dinner would always be, was like snacky stuff. Like yummy. Yeah. That sounds great. And Shirley says, hey, please remember to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Shirley. Appreciate that. Or we did when they were home. They're all grown now. They grow fast. I mean, I started kids real late in my life, but I just realized in 3 months, Curtis is going to be 15. And although I have two adults, my three littles are like, I don't know, it's almost like a whole nother batch. And I'm getting anxious. He's getting too old. Like he's not ready to grow up. Or maybe it's me. Dan says, I love pickled onions. They were so good. Like, she had, yeah. I don't remember if I got 1 or 2 jars from her, but I ate them all. They didn't go to waste. That sun is starting to come down. Let's see if I can adjust this just a little bit. Just a second, y'all. Yeah. Ah, I can see you guys so much better now. Well, the comments anyway. I love popcorn. Pickles can't compare. I don't know. Have you seen the people pickle flavoring their popcorn? I don't know about that, but I might like it. I love pickles. So I like it when I have barbecue. I like to dip my pickles in the barbecue sauce. I know I'm probably a little odd. I'm a lot odd, but or he says I have grands 21 and over. Wow, and just had my first great granddaughter. Wow. See, I'm like almost 50 and I don't have any grandchildren, but my children I just started really late and my adult children are not I don't need I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Anyone doing rabbits? I am so excited. The Okie homesteading, like I've been going through the list and I need to actually be organized because I keep missing the things I want to go see because I end up talking or doing something else and I want to go see the speakers on certain things and I want somebody that raises to tell me the pros and cons, and it seems like I would be able to raise them. I don't know. I thought chickens were easier to put in the freezer. And so I'm not thinking rabbits are going to be any harder for me to. And I'm just wondering, I need to talk to people about rabbits. What do y'all think about rabbits? Shirley says no. Pickled popcorn sounds horrible. Probably to you, especially. I mean, I'm still, the jury's out. I want to try it just to try it. I don't know that I would like it because really with my popcorn, I like M&Ms. I like it the sweet and salty, but I would try it. But since you like the sweet pickles, I bet that sounds like not anything you would want to do. Yeah. Yeah. So what do y'all think about rabbits? building the enclosure would be our hardest things right now, are enclosures. And we had an enclosure topple over one of our chicken pens during these crazy bad winds on, Lori, what day was that? Or Shirley? The really bad winds we had here, and they ended up being tornadoes further east. Anyway, thank you. I don't want kisses. There, our trampoline ended up in another pasture, and it blew my chicken coop over, and it's going to have to be redone. It's standing right now, but it's not going to last because it literally got toppled. Popcorn good, but pickles are awesome and can pickle so many things. I think pickled popcorn sounds great. The jury's out, but I would try it. I have some, actually, when I made my own goat cheese, I haven't this year. I haven't even milked anything, but I made the chev, which is the softer cheese, like cracker cheese or whatever. And I some of them, I rolled them in everything bagel. I did some that were spicy with like some red pepper flakes and garlic. I did some different flavors. I did some that I put like essential orange oil in, and then also put some cranberries in there, and so made a sweeter cheese, because it's like cream cheese but not as smooth as cream cheese, because it's all goat's milk. It's just different. Chev, that's what it's called. But I did get some pickles, some dill pickle seasoning, and I did one of them. I rolled one of them in the dill pickle seasoning, and the kids really liked it. I was okay with it. It wasn't bad, but my favorite was actually the everything bagel, or the sweet one. Lori said every day. I've read it. Oh, every day the winds. Yeah, they're bad. Winds were last Thursday and Friday. Okay, I was gone. It was Friday day that happened, because I was gone. Actually had a little job cleaning a house, and I think mine would be clean if I was cleaning someone else's. It's always easier to clean someone else's. Anyway, and so I was gone all day, and so that it was Friday. Thank you. Chris got home from work, and he goes, sometimes the questions, he calls me and he said, "Did you move the chicken coop?" Because like I can move the chicken coop. And Curtis was gone, so it was just me and Sean and Savannah. Said, "Did you move the chicken coop?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" And he said, "The chicken coop." I said, "Which chicken coop?" Anyways, the one that the red chickens were in. And I'm like, there's no way I could if I wanted to. It had blown, it picked it up, and then it was laying kind of at a slant on its bottom, on its side, but as a slant. It had to have rolled over, actually, now that I come to think about it, because the feeder, there's a pile of food on the ground, and it would have had to have gone all the way over for it all to fall out. So yeah, it's like, yeah, there I threw that coop around. That's funny. Anyway. So I think we were just surprised that the wind would have picked it up and just toppled it over. When are your goats due? Well, my mini goats aren't going to be due till like, that be, Lord, because they're not going to be due till like June. We have quite a long time before my minis are due. I think that's right. Lori'd have to help me with that. But my bigger ones won't be due till May. They are all really late this year, except for River, who was super early. But and speaking about River, I haven't made anything with goat milk. I don't know if her body knew she only had a single or what, but her bag just has not been as big this year. And anyway, it was so I haven't been milking her, and she is a very good milk goat. But like I say, it wasn't like last year was crazy big. This hair keeps tickling my face, blowing around. So I'm kind of ready for the other ones to be due. Decision is still out whether I'm going to end up after the minis have babies, if I'm going to keep them. They're so hard for me to keep in. I just don't have, now River's baby, that little boy, he's not got out once, but he stays with River and River doesn't get out. But my two minis, the little ones, soon as they came back from Lori's, nobody had got out the whole time. And as soon as they came back, they found a way, and I am going to have to redo a whole gate system to keep them in. So I don't know if I'm keeping them. I don't know if it's worth it. I love them. I love their personalities. I think they are so cute. They're fun. Their babies are so little and bouncy. I really enjoy them. They are not what I got goats for. River gets a pass because she's an excellent milk goat. But the other ones are really little. They are milk lines, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get much milk out of them because they're little. Sorry, it's thirsty. So, anyway, that's always a thought going through my mind because I really do like them. I wish someone I knew who was close wanted to get into them. Because actually I have a male for them because he's not related to them. River's baby, because that was a whole different book, whole different everything. Anyway, what are your thoughts? I think Savannah's up to bat next. I know, but she's set up for mini goats. She has that awesome fencing now that she put up like last year. And I mean, her gates, I could have. My problem with where they are is not, it's beside the house. I have those two panel gates, and I need to cement some posts in the ground and put real gates there. And I think that would stop the problem. But it's right there because there's a tree, and then the T-post, and then the gate, and they do parkour. They jump off that tree and over the T-post. They like bounce up, and they're the only ones that can do it. And I can't move the way it's set up. If I move the gate in where the gate is in front of the tree to them, so they can't use the tree for parkour, then they jump on the storm shelter and get out. I don't know. I mean, that if that system was fixed, I think we would be okay. And I plan on fixing it, just hasn't got there yet. Lori Carp says, when you get rabbits, are you going to sell babies or use them for meat yourself? If I got rabbits, it would be both. They're a good meat source. As funny about us, we are I want all of my own meat. I want to be more independent and grow our own stuff and have our own stuff. My husband's grandparents, he's very close to, his grandpa raised meat rabbits all his life. They were poor. They were like, when they got married, They lived in a cave. And then they got a little bit of land and he built a tar paper house. That's what they like. That's where they came from. By the time I knew them, they had a house, and plumbing and all that. But he grew rabbits all his life. That was the easy thing for them to grow to feed their family. Besides hunting, if they could afford it, they'd get a pig, every couple years or whatever it was, or anyway. And so Chris has that as like a really good thing mentally. He has a problem killing domestic animals, or I shouldn't say that, dispatching domestic animals. He can hunt all day and bring home rabbits. And actually, I think we have a rabbit in the freezer right now. But growing them, I would rather do that because the meat's more flavorful. And I would really like to, Lori, but yeah, babies. I got it. But I just don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. I would really like to. It's one of those things you can't get attached, and they're a prey animal. I mean, they're not. Yeah. Yeah, I guess ducks are too, but I couldn't eat one of my ducks. I love my ducks. Speaking on that, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so I would try to sell the babies as much as I could because that would be more profitable, I would think. And knowing us, if we had a place to sell them, that's what we'd do with all of them because we do have such a hard time. Taking things to the processor is one thing, but doing it yourself comes easier to some people than others. And yeah, Chris does a good job. I mean, he's very humane and he does a very good job. He does not like doing it. He has to be mentally hyped up for that. But I wish I was home right now because I would show you those baby chicks. We got one meat bird. I had eggs from the meat birds in there. I really want to raise them. I love those birds. And we only had one of those hatch. No, we had two hatch. I'll take that back. We had two hatch. Only one made it. And so I was kind of disappointed in that. I don't know what the other ones are, but they're pretty cute. They're just a mixture. But do y'all have any questions? I might end up wrapping this up. That would be I should put that on there. See it better anyway. That would be my problem. I would have a hard time eating anything I raised. But yes, I've had cattle, pigs, and chickens. But now I don't know if I could. It is definitely, it's like a mentality you have to get into. You know that's what they're raised for. I mean, we can't raise all these animals and not eat them, or there wouldn't be enough food on the planet for them to eat. And that's what they're for. But it is hard. It's hard. I know when we had pigs or cattle. See, Lori has to feed them there. That's easier for me. Bless her heart. But Chris would feed them because I'd look in their faces and then it would make me sad. I get attached way too easy to things. I have eaten plenty of goat. Have you, Lori? I haven't been able to do it yet. Of course, mine are mainly milk goats, but all of my babies are going to be half boar goat, and the ones from Moana, who is half boar goat, are going to be 3/4 boar goat, and the ones from Shelly's baby, she has no name still, are going to be 3/4 boar goat. So they really, I mean, they are meat goat. That's probably what they'll go for. If I sell them, I really should put one in my freezer It's like I want to, but then when you go out and play with them when they're babies, it's really hard. So, Lori, you raised your own and put them in the freezer? I want to know. Talk about me not naming animals. Okay. Names are different to me. Names are identification. You can call them 1, 2, or 3 and they're still names. But we named our beef, we named our pigs too. You had, sausage, bacon, ham, and we actually had 3 pigs. And then the beef cattle were, I know we had chuck, like chuck steak, chuck roast. And we had, I can't remember my other one's names. That really, T-bone may have been one of them. Anyway, so when you say their names, you're reminded of their purpose. I have lots of Hispanic friends and they feed me goats, not my own. Well, that would probably be a lot easier. I could do that a lot faster. It's like, ideally, I want to be that homestead that for our purposes, we eat what we grow. And I have a hard time with that. Obviously, you saw that on, Colonel, he is a fat bird. He would have been a good eating bird. He's heavy. He would have been really good to eat, but he had so much personality. And just when we let him out, he ran to me like for protection from the other rooster. And I couldn't. I didn't. We call Sean Tater Tot, but that doesn't mean we're going to eat him. Okay, true that, but you also call him Sean. That's a person that's totally different. He's not made for tater tots. Tater tots are potatoes, and he's not really a potato. But Bacon is actually a pig. So it's a little bit different, I think. Forever, they don't want to tell me what I was eating. I bet they didn't. So was it good? Do you enjoy it? And what do you compare it to? Do they serve it like browned or fried with vegetables and stuff where you can't pick out the flavor a whole bunch? Or I would like to know. Eventually I will get up the nerve. Eventually. But I don't know when that eventually is. Maybe I'll send the goats to Lori's house. She wouldn't do it. I don't blame her because I won't do it. I do kind of feel bad that all the butcher animals are over there. Those pigs look fun. I'll admit I'm a little bit jealous. I kind of want pigs. I'm not set up for it, and she is, and she's awesome about it. So what does it taste like, Lori? Inquiring minds want to know. What time is it? My visor's over my clock. Okay, 7:14. We're good for about 2 more minutes. Excuse me. Yes, it's good. I've had it from a whole cooked goat to pieces on the grill. It doesn't taste like anything else. Texture is kind of like pork. Okay. That's encouraging for me, Lori, because textures on meat are a big thing to me. Like, I know some people are just going to be grossed out when I start talking about stuff like this, but like, Chris is a hunter. From the time we got married, he brought home stuff. He always has. And squirrel is one of those things it's the texture. I can't even tell you what it tastes like because I can't get past the texture. It's different than other meat to me. But I also it's a dark meat, which I like dark meat on a chicken and on a turkey, but I don't like it. Pork texture though is not anywhere close to like that. I'm a huge texture person. Goat is not bad. That is very encouraging. Like very encouraging. I might have to stick one out with my boys and raise it. We'll see. I need to. Feel like I'm supposed to. I've been given this, but we'll see. We'll see. But that is very encouraging because I was afraid. That was one thing I was really afraid of. Am I going to do this? Am I going to put the effort in, the mental taxation it takes to butcher one of your animals you've raised and then not even like what ends up in the freezer? But that, because I don't know. That's very encouraging. There's something on my phone. Not at all. Wind's blowing, so who knows what's on my phone. You're not winding down practice yet, so a few more minutes. I wonder if they sell any around here. Lori, have you seen any at our processing places? I don't remember. I might have to call around because I really would like to try it. And to just buy a little bit wouldn't be like a big investment. I might have to do that. That was a very good suggestion, Lori. Yeah, I'll call around and ask. I have to get a reminder on that. Don't bark.
Go get in.
People.
Get in.
They're being good. Okay. They're starting to wind down in there. So I am going to wind this down and I'm going to go see what they're doing. And I'm going to get excited about getting these jerseys. It's Savannah's first one, first time she's played. And she's liking it so far because it's her thing. The boys don't do it. And so I'm really excited about it. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching. And I'll talk to you later. God bless and have a very great week. I'll see you later.